On behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Medical Sciences, Unimed, Ondo, I want to warmly welcome you all to the launching ceremony of the Ucohub in the University of Medical Sciences, Unimed. We have here today the Vice Chancellor of the University. As I told you earlier, he is a Professor of Community Medicine and Public Health, and he is an expert in the fields of adolescent health and development, sexual, reproductive, and maternal health, and health policy and strategic leadership. Please, once again, put your hands together for the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Adeshegun Fatusi. Thank you very much. We also have on this occasion the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic of the University, DVC ACAD. She is a researcher widely recognized in the country and beyond, with more than 30 years in the management of tertiary education in Nigeria. Please put your hands together for Professor Ruth Angela Umumba. We also have on this occasion the Registrar of the University, a seasoned administrator, and the second substantive registrar of Unimed Ondo, Dr. Woliola J. Ekundayo. Welcome, sir. Let's also put our hands together for the librarian of the university in person of Mr. Femi Folorunsho. Permit me, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, to also recognize the deans that we have here present. We have on this occasion the Dean of Nigeria's first Faculty of Medical Rehabilitation, Professor Matthew O.B. Olaogun. Welcome, sir. Let me also welcome on this occasion the Director for the Institute of Strategy Management of the University, Professor Adeduro Adegeye. Welcome, sir. We also have on this occasion for the Office of for Consult Services of the University, we have the Director here present, Professor W. O. Aderomu, former Vice Chancellor of Wesley University. You're welcome, sir. Permit me also to welcome on this occasion the Acting Dean for Faculty of Science, Unimed Ondo, Dr. C.J. Olowokere. You're welcome, sir. Let me also recognize on this occasion the Director of the ICT, Unimed Ondo, Dr. Ebenezer Olajuegbe. A round of applause for him. Permit me also to warmly recognize on this occasion the Director of the SciWest Unit for the University, Dr. J. O. Arawande. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me at this point also to warmly recognize again the speakers for today. Let me start with the Director of the Central Office for Research Development of the University, called Professor Olumide Ogundaunsi. And we also have seated here today the hosts for this event, Dr. Ihenasho C. Metwonu. Thank you very much. That will be the size of the introduction and recognition for now. We'll take others as the program progresses. At this point, I'd like to invite the Vice Chancellor of the University for his opening remarks. Please put your hands together again for Professor Adeshegun Fatusi.
Good morning, everyone. It doesn't look like a Monday morning. Well, the hall is so full. And I think that usually on Monday people start a bit sluggish, but somehow this is a bright Monday with excited faces and a wonderful atmosphere. Let me start by acknowledging all our principal officers and other key officers of the universities, because I don't want to waste time. I don't want to go through the protocol again. So permit me to abide or adopt the protocol that has been well laid. For me personally, and in my official capacity, this morning represents a paradigm shift and a fulfillment of a dream about what we need to be and who we need to be in terms of getting to the future. But let me start this in a very different way, in a true life story way. If I think about how we got here, how we have gotten here, I think one of the things that inspired my heart about how we got to where we are today in terms of this program reminds me about the power of young people and why, as a university, we must tap into their power. When I became Vice Chancellor, and I know we have entrepreneurship, I was saying to myself that we can do more than we are doing. And people in entrepreneurship know some of my concerns. And then I spoke to one of my friends who happens to be a student in this university and his son, by name Dimeji Adeyemo. So I told him, I said, Dimeji, we can do this differently. We can get young people to work on ideas. Bring me some ideas. Dimeji, where are you? I'm sure it's somewhere. I'm sure Dimeji is somewhere here. Where are you, Dimeji? So Dimeji came back to me and said, and there is Dimeji, please join me to just appreciate him. Thank you, Dimeji. A great friend of mine and great colleague too. We always have some nice time to chat. Thank you, Dimeji. So Dimeji said, I know one group. They are teenagers, they are called entrepreneurs, and we can work together. So I said, okay, let's talk. So we had this initial chat with the entrepreneur, and then we decided we are going to set up a conference call, and then we are going to do the first Unimed, what do you call it, the Unimed Policy Program Roundtable. That's what we are going to do. Somehow we didn't get around to that. But that little seed that is sown in my heart, then one day, when the entrepreneurs saw the opportunity, they got back to us and we started talking. And that was how this whole thing started. If I never spoke to Dimeji, if Dimeji never brought me an idea, maybe we won't be here today. Dimeji, again, thank you very much. Let me allow you to go. And Dimeji's story can be replicated in hundreds of ways in our university. There are brilliant young people here. In fact, not that there are brilliant young people. The truth is that this university is full of brilliant young minds. Sometimes we are forcing them to learn what they didn't want to learn. But they must learn it because they applied to get the degree. I have no apology for that. But beyond that is that there's so much potential. There are so much creativity. There are so much ideas that when we fail institutionally to cultivate, to harvest, to release that, we are only shortchanging ourselves and we are shortchanging them. And that's why I am particularly very delighted that this hub is coming to be. And clearly, even if Dimeji had dropped this idea in my mind, if there had not been the like of the director of the institute, Dr. Enasho, and the likes of Professor Ogundansi, to help drive it, we will not be here today. Please join me to appreciate everybody who is a member of this. Baba Adegaya is there, Brother Omu is there, and they all made this to happen. I'm going to round up with core lessons I've learned, but let me move on to something I think is important as we take a step back about what this whole thing signifies to us beyond just a program. I don't need to say that I'm a physician. Almost everybody in this room knows I'm a physician. But I always tell people one of the worst causes in the world you can study is medicine. because it tends to regimentalize your life. If you're a surgeon, there's a way to operate an ear. If you do it any other way, and you get into trouble, your license is gone. And that's the way many courses are. But we live in a 21st century where regimentalization does not work. Where what works is creativity and innovation. So no matter what courses students have come to learn in University of Medical Sciences, we must learn and we must create the platform, create the opportunity for them to be able to exercise the full dimension of their potential. Be they people who are, I have a friend, I'm not sure if she's here, she's a paper artist, she's in year 6 medical school. She did for me one lovely card, and we started talking, and then I asked her, what do you do? She said, I'm a paper artist. I have never heard of paper artist before in my life, until that day. I know students here who are great clothiers and cloth designers. That does not controvert the fact that they can be great doctors or great scientists. But it also means there must be balance. I agree. And so for me, this co-op is that kind of a reminder that our job is beyond teaching in class, but our job is to help young people unleash their dreams, get to the height of their potential, and create a platform for them to truly excel. And so it is my joy and pleasure on behalf of my colleagues in the Principal Officers Group to be here this morning and to witness and start off this event. Let me end with like 3 lessons I think all of us must take home. I think I've been talking about one. One is about creativity. The truth is that 21st century, you will not, and I'm talking to young people here, 21st century, you can have the best certificates. It doesn't guarantee you any job. What guarantees you job is your competency, your skill, both in your core subject area and the areas you can think wide. That's number 1 lesson you must take away. Number 2 lesson is as a university, we must do all we can to create that platform. And that's why one of the things we've decided is that in addition to everything we are doing, of course, we had the games and we had great footballers who exhibited their talent. Very soon we are having the debates so that we can also build people with capacity for those who want to be future politicians and be able to speak and capture people's mind. But also this year, we are going to start the student entrepreneurship competition. In fact, we are going to start the equivalent of Unimed Got Talent. If you are a great dancer, please be ready to dance. If you are a great, just be ready. And we are going to do that in the week of the convocation. We are going to kick off our convocation week with that event, where we are going to create the opportunity for students to do what they want to do. And we are going to give prizes in hundreds of thousands to reward people for their talent and their creativity. So that's the second lesson we must learn, and that we are trying to apply our heart to. The third lesson that I think is important to learn is that as a university, you must look for opportunity for partnership. We have the capacity as institutions to provide the intellectual content of programs, but we also have the teampreneurship who brought in some of their own field experiences, and that is what is making us work where we are working. And so we must continue to look at those opportunities for partnership, not only within academic institutions, but within the civil society. That's one way we can go forward. And finally, the fourth lesson that we must learn is that each of us, we are multidimensional, and that until we bring up the whole dimension of our life, we will not have fulfilled all that God put in us. Somebody said the richest place in the world is the grave, because many people die with talents unused, opportunities unrealized. So if we are here this morning and you are a lecturer and you can write storybook, start writing storybook. If you can if you can create clothes, start. It's not just about students. All of us must use that, because that is the only way we can become totally fulfilled, and we can also make things to happen positively in our society. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure again once more time to be here and to launch this program. Thank you very much. The Lord bless us all.
Another round of applause for Mr. Vice Chancellor. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to allow the audience watch clips that have been designed to introduce this program, U-COHUB, and the British Council to the audience.
The 21st century market reality reveals a huge gap between school curricula and marketplace demand. While in school, graduates are expected to acquire relevant knowledge, skills, and attitudes to solve critical problems in the workplace. A staggering figure of 250 million African youths looking for work shows the potential of African economies. In Nigeria, future problem solvers, change agents, and drivers of social businesses are in great need of entrepreneurship training within the education system curriculum. The University Co-Creation Hub, U-COHUB, is a university-fit ideation program designed to turn university undergraduates into skilled providers of solutions for social and real-life problems, with provisions for mentoring, acquisition of leadership and global competitiveness skills, and technical training. The project supports creativity, entrepreneurship, and innovation, and thus provides opportunities for university undergraduates to develop and showcase innovative ideas for social impact.
The University of Medical Sciences has a philosophy that revolves around the issue of innovation and entrepreneurship. I do believe that in the 21st century, life revolves around not just following what things have been, but addressing things in new ways and preparing young graduates who are equipped, who are competent, who are being oriented to being able to address the challenges of their time and be able to take on the challenges of the future.
Students who succeed in this program will possess relevant employability skills and be able to create jobs via innovative solutions or as entrepreneurs.
I want to encourage our students. I know our students well. They are young people with great mind, with great innovation, with great sense of mission. I just want to encourage them. This is an opportunity you must not miss. Please seize it with all your heart and make sure we impact the world the way we can.
For inquiries, call +234 7066 504779 or visit www.ucohub.org. U-COHUB, raising a community of problem solvers.
Let's put our hands together for ourselves for being part of this great initiative. At this point, Mr. Vice Chancellor, I'd like to bring on board the first speaker for today. He is the Director of the Central Office for Research Development of the university, that is called Professor Olumide Ogundansi, and Professor Olumide Ogundansi is his career's activity spans for almost 4 decades. That is 40 years in academia, in public health and research. He joined the World Health Organization in year 2000, where he worked for 20 years in international public health and infectious disease research and policy. During this period, he engaged institutions and health programs in over 40 countries across Africa, Asia, Europe, America, North and South, and the Southeast Asia as a scientist with special program for research and training in tropical diseases based in at the WHO headquarters in Geneva. He brings to the school, to the university his wide experience in health research and policy. Please put your hands together for Professor Olumide Ogundansi.
Thank you very much, and welcome everybody. I want to say that I'm quite excited to be in this program. Also very excited to see that so many students have decided to spend the time wisely and be here this morning. So I'd like you to just be a little bit quiet and pay attention. There's quite a lot that you can glean from what we'll share here today. Also, as you would have noticed in the course of the Vice Chancellor's address, there's also information about things that could be of benefit to you that you might miss if you do not pay very close attention to the discussion. So, welcome everybody. I'd like to thank the principal officers for the opportunity to do this. And also for supporting this project so very, very avidly over the past several months here at Unimed. I'd also like to thank our partners, both in the UK and teenpreneurs in Lagos. When I think about the whole idea of entrepreneurship and applying skills beyond what your core academic training is, if you like. I kind of get excited each time when I think about people like John Grisham, who is a lawyer, but also is a novelist, and has written so many novels that's given insight into how legal practice runs in some other climes. I also think about a man like Sanjay Gupta. Sanjay Gupta, if you are familiar with the name, is a neurosurgeon, but is also the medical correspondent at CNN. And he does a lot of service to the community by providing accurate medical information about health issues. And so here you have somebody who is a practicing neurosurgeon, but who's also a broadcaster. And there are examples, so many examples like that. I'm also reminded of here in Nigeria, our national anthem, which we sang, was actually composed by a team that included a professor of chemical engineering. So you, like the Vice Chancellor said, you have skills that you can hone beyond what you learn here in school that we can apply. Can I have the next slide, please? So, by way of introduction, this program was actually launched in 2021 by the British Council, as you have heard, and there were over 50 applications from different countries and different partnerships across Africa. At the end of the day, the selection involved a very rigorous process where only 24 groups ended up being selected. And you can see there that those groups were from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. There were 5, I believe, yes, there were 4 from Ghana, 5 from Kenya, 6 from Nigeria, and 9 from South Africa. So, our group here at the University of Medical Sciences involves us at Unimed, Liverpool John Moores University, and Teenpreneurs Educational Foundation. We are one of the 5 in Nigeria, and up there you can see the other 5 institutions in Nigeria who were involved in this. So that puts, to my mind, a very, very big responsibility on our shoulders as a first specialized medical university in Nigeria to be able to demonstrate quality and also tangible outputs from this project amongst our peers across the length and breadth of Nigeria. So, I said those are our partners. It's us at Unimed, Liverpool John Moores University, and Teampreneurs. They will also be sharing some perspectives in the next few minutes. Our objectives essentially on this project, by way of enumerating it again so that you can know what this is all about, is the first one is to work with students and the community, including the academics, to identify innate skills and desired skills which are beyond their discipline. So because you are in biological sciences, doesn't mean that other skills that you have or that you can acquire to help you be an entrepreneur or to be a problem solver further down the line should be excluded from what you're learning. And the second thing is that we try to align our curriculum with skills acquisition. And then within Unimed here, identify resources which we can deploy to help you hone those skills or acquire those skills or improve on those skills. The fourth thing which we seek to do is to actually create a physical place, the Ucohub, where you can actually come for skill acquisition in innovation and entrepreneurship, to create a space that the individual genius and ingenuity can thrive. The fifth thing that we'd like to do is to foster innovation and enterprise within the universities in Ondo State. And I'll talk about that, a little more later on. But as you can see, entrepreneurship is embedded in our curriculum here at Unimed. And in the 21st century, that is the way to go. And finally, also linked to the previous one, we want to facilitate development of skills that you can use to build industries, companies, products, and services. Essentially, to position people to be real problem solvers and identify a problem, and you have the skill set to put in place products, actions, strategies, if you like, to solve those problems. So, by way of history or progression of the project is in two phases. The first phase is over. But in that first phase, some of you students would have responded to questionnaires which we distributed to elicit some information from you in a bid to understand the problem. So we did that. We tried to understand what the issues were, what the problems were, what barriers you were facing along the way in terms of acquiring skills or your desire to acquire certain skills. Then we had, also as a team, weekly seminars and workshops with a larger partnership, and then we did some project-based capacity building. And along the line also, our partners, Teampreneurs, were developing digital learning resources. And during this stage also, we also engaged two other universities in Ondo State, Adekunle Ajasi and Olusegun Agagu universities, to also bring them into this space so that they can benefit from the resources put together under the project. The second stage, the second phase, which we are in now, commenced in January, and officially would be over in September. So there is so much to be able to do in this short period. And this is what we call the implementation stage. The U-COHUB becomes operational and becomes accessible to students. And then also we are planning a series of workshops and capacity building for academic staff. Now this is very important because essentially you've seen that we are focused on students, yes, primarily, but also there is something in this also for our colleagues in the academia, as you will see in a short while from now. So just to, as I finish my brief address, I'll tell you who the members of the team at Unimed here are. These are the those who are essentially in the vanguard, but there are a lot of other people also in the background who have provided support and who continue to do so in various ways. So, when I said a short while ago that that there are exciting offerings from the U-COHUB to academic staff, what I was referring to, and I believe that in a short while, when Dr. Fatokun, our colleague from the UK, who will be joining us by Zoom and speaking, will be talking, he will elaborate a little bit more on this. We're looking at things like workshop sessions on embedding innovation and entrepreneurship in academic development. We're looking at IP, intellectual property, and research commercialization. This is something that's of interest to researchers in the academia. We're looking at innovation and entrepreneurship in the context of biomedical research, training and practice. We're looking at understanding innovation and entrepreneurship in the African context, because there are peculiarities around this. We will also be looking at understanding the changing landscapes when it comes to grant writing, collaborative research, open access, authorship, data ownership, data sharing, etc., etc. That domain also is becoming more and more complex, and the project will also seek to engage with academic staff to also provide some capacity building in this area, and also looking at things around making our research and training more international, benchmarking, partnerships and exchanges, and also, very, very importantly, career development for early and mid-career researchers. Can you hear me change the slide? There should be one more. Yeah. So, this is a very exciting time, and I'd like to encourage us all, from the whole community, the students and the staff, to engage with the U-COHUB and benefit from all the different offerings available, both to students and to members of the staff. We will be putting up a physical presence at Laje campus, and you'll be hearing a little bit more about that. And with that, I say thank you and welcome very much once again.
Another round of applause for Professor Ogundansi. Thank you very much, sir. The next speech will be coming from the host for this event. He is a philosopher with a particular specialty in applied ethics, metaphysics, and logic. Please put your hands together for Dr. Ihenasho C. Mitron.
Good morning. I abide by the existing protocols already running. I wouldn't take much of our time. I just want to run through a few slides, and I'll be fast about it. We've been trying to beat our gong on this particular project, the U-COHUB. And I am sincerely happy that it has come to stay, and I pray that in every means we'll find a way to sustain it, so that even at the end of the project, which by God's grace will be ending in August, September, then the University of Medical Sciences will carry on with whatever that has been put on ground and use it properly to expose our students to the other world. I want to talk about U-COHUB in Unimed. And please, next slide. Okay, so, and I want to take on the purpose. I'll be very fast about that. We want to talk about the meaning and the essence of U-COHUB. We've been talking about it. Some people still saw me today, and all they said was, can I give them a t-shirt? Without necessarily knowing what we are doing and what it stands for. But I will give you, we will give you, but we want you to come in and see exactly what we are doing. Because what we are doing is going to permeate all programs in the university. We want to integrate us with entrepreneurship idea using U-COHUB. Now, I want to talk about revival and history. This particular project is going to revive us. It's going to revive our dropping spirits. Most of us are not really, especially because we are here to study medicine, we are here to study dentistry, all these professional courses. We don't seem to give any other way, means, idea to how else to grow. Our Vice Chancellor just said it now that skills is exactly what's going to take you to the next level. So this project is going to revive our dropping spirits, it's going to prop up our sagging morale, and re-inject the spirit of enthusiasm into most of us who are disillusioned, demoralized, especially about I&E, innovation and entrepreneurship. We want to make history, and I believe we are going to make history on this campus. How? We believe that using this particular project, we are going to find a way to get into all programs in the university and bring out the entrepreneurship taste in whatever course anybody is studying. By so doing, Unimed, yes, in a small but mighty university in the suburb of Ondo State, a noiseless city, in even a village called Laje, if I'm right, will be singing a song internationally, globally. Unimed will be heard. How do I do this, or how do we do this? U-COHUB, what we are bringing in this particular project, will situate and position U-COHUB globally. And I want you to join us to make this history. So, let me leave the background. I wouldn't very much bore us with this background, but naturally we believe that there's uncertainties of life. Even though you are studying a professional course, it is not a straitjacket thing. It's not 100% sure that you are going to get a job as soon as you graduate. In fact, there are doctors roaming the streets. There are doctors who have turned their sitting room to hospitals without getting a job in the hospital, so to say. But we want to carve a niche for ourselves and be able to create something related to what we are doing, and again, in the business world. That will take us to entrepreneurship development. And how do we do that? An intense professional education in medicine and other sciences seem not to provide the required knowledge accumulation for scientists and medical professionals to integrate their knowledge with the business world of their industry. So we want to find a way to drag you out from that corner, that white-collar job, to get into the market. That's exactly what this particular project is also going to do to us. So we want to use a particular theory, which we call the DIT, Diffusion of Innovation Theory. Most times when people hear of good new things, innovations, they always frown at it because it's a new thing. They want to go on in their stereotyped way. They don't want to embrace new ideas, new technologies. That is why till today, even the digital world, Africa is suffering. People don't want to just get to the smartphone. Some people feel that it's not for them. Some people feel that they are too old to key in. And this is what we call the diffusion of innovation theory, which we try to use to see the way people will address and accept the U-COHUB. And From then, okay, it's not showing clearly. I was trying to show up an analysis. I can show it on the next slide. Okay, it's coming up. So we have groups of people, the way they assess, the way they accept, the way they embrace innovation, new ideas. We have the innovation techies, we have some 2.5% of people there. Then we have the adopters, the progressives, some 13.5. Then we have the early majority and the later majority, who are all 34%. Then we have the laggards who are less than 5%, is still showing. So you see that people take their time. It's only those who have embraced the digital world that seem to embrace new innovations first. And that's just about 2.5. But the early developers, the early majorities, and the later majorities are more in number. So we need to develop that, insight, mindset to accept whatever new thing. And I want us to accept U-COHUB on this university. Okay, that's a laggard, some 16%. So this is also another sketch to explain exactly the way people embrace some of these things. I go on to, yes, there are so many explanations of innovation. But here now, I want to take about innovation as being conceptualizing, establishing, incubating, accelerating, and diversification. These keywords are exactly the mainstay of U-COHUB. We are going to be conceptualizing whatever programs you are doing, establishing, incubating. We are going to bake students, make you get out of your theory class, if I may use the word, and imbibe new ideas, embrace new ideas. Then we are going to diversify, real diversification. Okay, this now comes to U-COHUB. We want to introduce the IAU to our community. My superior on this program, Professor Gudausi, had already explained a lot on this program concerning U-COHUB. But following from the British Council and all what we have there, we have the partners there, and the major thing that spurred us into the program is the society we have found ourselves and the way they react to some of these things. These are the partners on the program: University of Medical Sciences, Ondo, Liverpool, John Moores University. We'll also be hearing from our lead speaker from that university. Then Teampreneurs Educational Foundation, they're also here with us. This University Co-Creation Hub is exactly a university fit ideation program meant to empower, strengthen students' skills towards leadership, global opportunities, technical support, and mentorship. This is exactly what we will be doing in U-COHUB. The last speaker had already explained everything about the objectives of U-COHUB. Then we are going to be looking at opportunities. This we've already started doing. We are going to be exposing ourselves, students, staff, to great opportunities out there. If you want to call it opportunity, if you want to call it positions, if you want to call it finance, money, we are going to expose a lot of us. There will be a lot of innovation challenge that we will bring on board, globally and nationally. Already there's one that was just launched last week, and I plead with the management, the Vice Chancellor, to announce it here. We belong to a group of entrepreneurship directors of universities, and we have a group in the Southwest, which is being sponsored by the National Universities Commission, where we all belong. And there's an innovation challenge, which we call Universities Enterprise Challenge 2022, which is going on now. Application starts, closes by Sunday, 31st July, and there are prizes to be won. This is not the whole Nigeria. This is just for some 28 to 32 universities in the Southwest, both government and privately owned universities. So I also enjoin you students from year 1 to whatever level you are. This is an opportunity to also express yourself and get something, and also find a way to showcase this university to that world. Again, from this program, I will not share all of them here. There are so many of them. We'll also be exposing us to some other global challenges that will be going on within the globe. All right, this is just sustainability. I believe, in conclusion, that innovation and entrepreneurship rule the world. In fact, that is the mainstay of most economies. The Vice Chancellor has so many times talked to me about a book called The Startup Nations. And he had challenged so many of us using this book. And I met him sometime last week, Monday, and he talked about this book. For the about 6th time, I was challenged that I used the weekend to study this book. If I have the power, I will make it a text for everybody here. He says I have the power. I enjoin and encourage everyone to find a way to get this book. You can also get it online though with some little token. Startup Nations by Dan Seno and Saul Singer. This is just a kind of an economic revolution in Israel. And I wouldn't start now to start explaining all what that went on that book. But to a great extent, I see that whatever be it we want to do, we plan to do, had already been done somewhere. And if I may be permitted to say this too, the things we are doing now, even sometimes when we want to plan a particular thing, we see that when we get to the management, especially the Vice Chancellor, we see that it's already in his plan. It's already what he has said he thinks that is worth doing. So I somehow, with all due respect, call him the prophet of our time. Because most of the things we are doing and we plan to do, the minute we get to them to seek for approval, you see it's already in line with their thoughts and their vision for this university. So thank you very much, sir. Not just for approval. Yes, we get the support of the management, we get the approval, but the major thing is that these things we are doing had been envisioned even before we started it. So thank you very much, sir, for that. Okay, I just want to, it has come up, okay. I just want to end with a quote. The quote says, a person who sees a problem is usually a human being. A person who sees a problem, you will say that person is a human being. You identify a problem, you kick it, and we take it to a human. But a person who sees a problem and finds a solution is now visionary. Now, a person who now sees problem, finds solution, and goes ahead to do what? To do something about it, becomes an entrepreneur. Let's all join hands and become entrepreneurs of our time. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for Dr. Iheanacho. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to recognize and welcome on this occasion from OAU STEC, Professor Akomolafe. Oh, he's online. Okay, thank you. At this point, I'd like to bring to the podium the TED, that's the Teampreneur Foundation Group, representative here present, Mr. Soji Megbomo. A round of applause for Mr. Megbomo.
Thank you, sir. VC, I'm okay where I am. Thank you, sir. I want to use this
privilege to appreciate the Vice Chancellor of this school. Please, can you all please help me clap for the Vice Chancellor, please? What we are seeing today is the vision of one man 2 years ago, COVID-19. COVID-19 to some people, it was a setback. But what we are reaping today, it is a result of COVID-19 for Unimed. On this platform, I want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor of this university, the panels and management seated on the high table. I want to appreciate you, Sars Aman, for the privilege given unto us, these young boys, to share platform with you. We want to appreciate you for that privilege. I want to especially appreciate one brain, a powerful brain in this congregation that is so passionate about this project because of his own exposure. So when we're speaking in our own dialect, he can decode. And that is the person of Professor Ogudaosi. Thank you for the privilege, sir. And I was introduced to Dr. Metono by the Vice Chancellor. And since that day, Dr. Metono will be playing a front role in attending meetings. He has just done the preview of the activities, how he came aboard. We did the research for 4 months. And throughout the 4 months, Dr. Metono was awarded the most active person across Africa on that project. Please round of applause for Dr. Metono. One thing for you to have a vision. Another thing is for you to see somebody that appreciates your vision. We came up with the vision of U-COHUB, University Cohesion Hub, setting up an innovation within the university system to empower university ecosystem, undergraduates, postgraduates, to become creators of solutions for social good, solving Africans' problem with African solutions. And we came to Unimed. We started the conversation with the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeshegun. And since that time, with the help of God, this is the result of that conversation. Several meetings online, several midnight meetings with the prof, not considering his age. I will tell him, sir, can we have the meeting for 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., and he will be there with us. If we will be there before the time. I want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor for this. The management staff for giving us the enabling environment to birth this idea. Sir, today we are declaring this, you just declared the program open officially, but I want to also report that in the last 3 months, we've been engaging with your students, we'll be providing them with training virtually, we'll be having meetings with Dr. Metono, we'll be having several discussions with Professor Fatokun, that is the partner from UK, and Professor Ogudaosi here in Nigeria, in the last 4 months. But we just want to use this event to do a kind of official launch within the school. And the big part of this project, we have 2 things left. The Physical Innovation Hub, where you can come with or without your laptops to use the resources there for free, to talk to mentors, interact with your teammates, create a solution within the medical space or otherwise that can solve real-life problems. And we are so particular about this, and that is why we brought in Liverpool Drama City in the UK to provide us with UK contextual understanding about innovation and entrepreneurship. And Professor Fatokun, Dr. Fatokun is one of the brain behind this idea. And going forward, just last night, sir, we also had meetings. We have a mentorship meetings with the finalists. We did a pilot innovation challenge within the school, just to have some guys that we can handpick and grow together on this project. And that will bring me to introduce the finalists. We're still going to introduce them properly. We have Faith in the background there. Faith, please stand up for recognition. Please clap for him. These are the pride of Unimed. Faith is the founder of the Malak mosquito killer, killing mosquito without using chemical. That is Faith there. Faith, sit down. We have Muyiwa in the building. Muyiwa is the founder of the emergency health system that give people that in need of medical attention in time of distress and automated help. That is Muyiwa. We're there together till 10 p.m. last night. I also have Adeyemi there, the founder of MedSearch. These are the guys in Unimed that we have identified with innovations, but they don't know how to come up with the idea. So we said, okay, we're going to help you guys. So we had a meeting with them yesterday till 10 p.m. and 3 of them were there. And we are open, guys. We are open to help every one of you with innovations or ideas. You don't need to be techie. Don't be scared that I'm not computer literate. No. You don't need to be techie. Come with your raw idea to us. We will not help you add flesh to it, to make it sellable. That is why we are here. So you can talk to Faith. You know them now. They are the ambassador of this project. We have introduced Dr. Dimeji. The VC has just introduced Dr. Dimeji. He's also one of the ambassadors of the project in the school. Talk to them, and you can join the incubation and mentorship group. And before we go, Dr. Muyiwa will be giving a short, brief appreciation to the Vice Chancellor for the platform and what he has gained. He will be sharing on behalf of his team. And on this note, I want to say thank you for coming to today's event. I want to appreciate you. I just want to be sure that your time here, you get a value for it. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Let's put our hands together once again for Mr. Igbo. The next speaker will be joining us virtually, sir. He is Dr. Amos Fatokun from Liverpool John Moores University, UK. Dr. Fatokun is currently reader or associate professor in pharmacology and neuroscience at the School of Pharmacy and Molecular Sciences of Liverpool's John Moores University, Liverpool, UK, and the pharmacology lead of the university's world-class Center for Natural Products Discovery, CNPD. He is the UK lead researcher for the Ucohub project within the British Council's Innovation for African Universities, IAU Network Partnership. Dr. Fatokun's research has the ultimate goal of identifying more effective and safer medicines for the treatment of cancers as well as neurological and neurodegenerative conditions such as stroke, Parkinson's disease, and Alzheimer's disease. He obtained an award-winning PhD in pharmacology and neuroscience from the University of Glasgow in the UK, following a distinction grade Bachelor of Pharmacy from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. And following his PhD, Dr. Fatokun won in unbroken succession 4 competitive and highly coveted world-class research fellowships, through which he conducted postdoctoral research at leading institutions in the world, including the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine in the USA, the University of Sydney in Australia, and the University of Nottingham in the UK. He has won several awards, prizes, and accolades for the quality of his research and the excellence of his public engagement in science. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on this occasion, all the way from Liverpool, UK, Dr. Amos Fatokun.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a great delight for me to be here today speaking with you. I would have liked to be part of you physically, but it is just not possible but we're grateful that we have the technological platform that we're able to reach one another. And I'm not going to speak for so long at all. I'm going to just make a couple of remarks, a couple of points to just encourage you as colleagues, academic and staff members of Unimed to see the essence of this project and how you could please help us to project it beyond what we are currently doing so that we can maximize the impact from the project. As you have been told, I'm speaking to you from Liverpool. I am one of you. I'm only operating from a different geographical domain. And so I understand the different challenges that we face in Nigeria or in Africa generally. And some people might be asking questions around those challenges, whether they will ever allow us to be able to do the kind of projection that we're seeking to do through innovation and entrepreneurship. And I want us to know that these words, entrepreneurship, innovation, and associated words, are not necessarily strange to what we are already doing. It is just for us to put them in context, to find a way to embed them more clearly so that our students can benefit from them more. And I want us to understand that there are instances when we can turn the challenges that we face to opportunities. Yes, there are challenges with insecurity, power instability, poor governance, and all of those things. I recognize all of that. But are we able to use our creativity, despite all those challenges, to do something that is greater, something that can allow us to have more impact in our world? Because I know that I'm speaking to people in the medical area, in the pharmaceutical area possibly, or in the biomedical area, and you might be asking, so why do we need to be teaching our students about innovation and about entrepreneurship? Now, I will just pose a few questions to us. Now, I wonder whether we can actually assure all the students that are passing through our training jobs at the end of the process, when they graduate, whether they become medical doctors or dentists, or they become biomedical scientists. Do we have any guaranteed jobs for all of them? And I think the answer is probably no. And therefore, what do we want them to be able to do at the end of the day? And also, there are some instances when some people will go into a particular professional training, but at the end of the day, they feel that that is just not for them. That's just not what they want to do for the rest of their lives. And so, are we capacitating our students in a way that allows them, that prepares them to be able to confront the challenges of the 21st century, including the local and the national challenges that we face? And are we helping them to develop the necessary skills that to place them in a way that wherever they find themselves, they are able to adapt, they are able to innovate, they are able to even create employment for others. It is not necessary for all of them to be looking for jobs from the government or from existing employers. They themselves can be creators of jobs and opportunities for others. And this is what the U-COHUB project is all about. I will give you some examples. Our current chancellor, she practiced law for 20 years. And afterwards, she decided to leave the practice of law and she began to establish a chain of restaurants. And this is not in any way connected to law practice. But if she was not adequately equipped to be able to do that, it wouldn't have been possible for her at all. And so, what we are trying to make us to see is that the 21st century has a lot of challenges, and it is impossible for just one discipline to be able to solve all the challenges. So the challenges are complex and they are diverse, so also must be the solutions to them. They have to be multidisciplinary, they have to transcend disciplinary boundaries. And therefore, it's important for us, no matter the disciplines, the courses that our students are going through, it's very important for us to embed innovation and entrepreneurship within our curricula. so that we can prepare their minds, we can develop in them that competent mindset that is able to think very logically, that is able to think creatively, that is able to bring forth, the innovations related to the context of their disciplines. But not only that, when they are able to bring forth ideas, how would they be able to convince people that will help them to be able to get those ideas started? So you need to understand the language of business, where you communicate with stakeholders, the way to communicate with the people who are going to give you the capital that you need. You need to be able to present your ideas in a way that is so clear to them and convincing that they want to latch onto that. And so what we are saying is that even within our disciplinary boundaries, is it possible for us to revisit of our curricula? Is it possible for us to revisit the way we assess the students or we deliver the content in such a way that we create the awareness of entrepreneurship and innovation, even within the context of that discipline? And that is what we are seeking to do. Now, as you have been told, there are different sessions that have been held for the students, but our understanding is that if we do all these things for students, but we don't engage our colleagues, the academics, then we are not actually fully helping them to create the platform that will be sustained even beyond their own stay. And so it's important, because the academics are within the university, students will come and they will leave, but the academics have to buy into this project, and in a way that even goes beyond the lifetime of the U-COHUB project. This is a pioneer project that has significant international visibility. Now, it's one of the 24 different projects across Africa with UK partnerships, and as you have been told, it's been announced on different platforms. My university, Liverpool John Moores University, knows about this program. We are engaged with it. We're excited to be part of it. And I believe that the same excitement can be found in our colleagues, the academics, the people who understand their disciplines, the people who can tutor their students and provide them the environment and the resources that will let them be able to grow in their thinking and have them ready for the challenges that they're going to be facing after the university. Gone are the days when the universities were thought to be ivory towers that were detached from the public, from the society. These days, they want us to integrate our knowledge and scholarship with the prevalent situations within our society, so that we can clearly show the public how we are using our knowledge base to create solutions for them. And in turn, the public would engage with us. We want to fund the things that we do. We want to support all our agitations to have a better environment for studies, for research, for capacity development, and what have you. And so, U-COHUB is a pioneer project that is going to lead the way in integrating the context of entrepreneurship and innovation into the different programs within Unimed. So Unimed should be very happy that you are leading a project as a flag bearer, and that's it. And now, what are we going to do from our own side? We are going to be organizing sessions for our kids, and these are going to be for interactions. And I'm not going to say that we're going to teach you many, many new things. We just want to interact with you. I want you to tell us, the way things are within your own environment, and then we can share with you the way we also do things in our own environment, and we can learn from each other. We can co-create knowledge. And I want to tell you, or give you this challenge. You know that there are instances that some of the models that were developed, whether for medical practice or for biomedical practice or pharmaceutical practice, they were developed in the West, but some of them don't seem work or work well within the context of Africa. Because possibly when they were developing some of these, the variables that are peculiar to Africa were not part of the modeling. So, is it possible for us to take some of those models and revise them in a way that introduces the African context, the African variables, and allows those models to be more relevant to our environment, to our people? And this is what we're asking for, that we can empower our students to think outside of the box. We can empower our students to understand that they are full of ideas and they can come to us with those ideas and we can help them to grow those ideas to reality. And that is why we are asking you to please come on board with this project. Ask people how you could refine your existing curriculum to ensure that there is the consciousness of entrepreneurship and innovation. If you have been doing it already, that's great. Is it possible for you to expand it or consolidate it or help the students to appreciate it better? And so I'm going to ask the technical team to please bring up the slide that Professor Ogudansi showed earlier, which has a list of the potential topics for our interactions with academic staff. And we want to encourage you to please attend and be enthusiastic about it, be engaged with it. And I believe that all of us are going to benefit from there. I want to also say, I specialize in pharmacology and neuroscience. So I look into the cellular and molecular mechanisms of neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease, and also the mechanisms underlying different cancers, and how we can use the knowledge of those mechanisms to develop safer and more efficacious therapies. And on that note, if anyone is interested in collaborating with me or with us within the university here, then we have an open door, and I will ask you to please speak with the Central Office for Research and Development, speak with Professor Ogudansi about that. So I am also going to announce that we have a center for natural product research within our university here, and that encompasses almost all the different aspects of natural product research. And I know that there will be a number of colleagues within Unimed who are into that kind of research. So if anyone is interested in developing a sort of collaboration, then the door is open to you. And again, you can engage with us through Professor Ogudansi. So these are the things that I would like to bring to you. Is it possible to bring up that slide? Technical team, please. Thank you. I can't see it yet. All right, while we're waiting for the slides, I would really like to thank the executive leadership of Unimed for the active and continuous support that they have always given us. Now, there is no time for me to mention all the names, but I must mention the names of the people that I have interacted with in the course of this project. First of all, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Fatusi, thank you for all the support that you have been providing us. And I want to also thank Professor Ogudansi, who I've been communicating with periodically. And so thank you very much. I want to thank the people in the bursary department, in registry, and several different people who have helped us one way or the other in the course of this project. Thank you very much for everything that you have done for us. I am not able to see that slide yet, but thankfully, Professor Ogudansi has projected it before. So you will see on the slide the different topics that we are open to. Oh, that's great, it's here now. So, and you can see the 7 proposed topics, but we can go beyond this if we need to. So we are still talking about them. And I remember that Professor Ogudansi actually went through a number of them, and I wouldn't want to do that all over again. Just for me to point you to that slide, You can read through the different provisions that we have got there, and I believe this is going to have an appeal to several of us, if not all of us, because we know that the landscape of research is changing. Even the landscape of medical practice is changing. And how can we ensure that we are not left behind? You may say that what bothers me about impact statement, that in your grant application, especially if it is an international grant, you have to be able to demonstrate how your project is going to have impact in the short, medium, and longer term. And therefore, these things are coalescing together, and we recognize the importance of not only restricting ourselves to our disciplinary boundaries. We have to break the barriers. We have to understand models, even including business models. And if somebody is going to practice in a particular setting, even as a medic, they want to set up a GP, a general practice outlet. If you don't understand the business models that will help that to thrive, then there is going to be a problem. So it's exciting to be part of this project. We are engaged on the part of my university. I believe that Unimed also is engaged, so also is Team Prenius. Together, we can do something great. We can push the boundaries. Together, we can provide innovations that will leave a legacy, not only for us, but for the people that are going to be coming behind us, whether they are students or they are academics. So it's nice to be here talking to you, even though I'm not able to be there personally. And thank you very much for listening to me. And I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amos Fatokun, all the way from Liverpool, John Moores University. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me at this point to bring on board the technical lead for Teampreneur Educational Foundation, Mr. Adewale Paul. A round of applause as we welcome on podium Mr. Adewale Paul.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocols duly observed. It's a pleasure to be here again in the midst of professors. I remember the last time I met the VC. Sir, you promised us, is it grilled fish? I'm still holding you on it, sir. All right, so let's get to business. Slide. Okay, so I'm not going to take our time at all because most of what I'm going to talk about have already been discussed. I'm just going to go to the main thing. We already know what the U-COHUB is, and a couple of our speakers had already addressed some of the things that we're going to be doing. For example, every of the students are going to be having, there will be incubation session for all the aspiring entrepreneurs. Am I audible enough, please? Okay, so for all the aspiring entrepreneurs, we're going to be having an incubation session right at the Innovation Center. We can't thank you enough for this opportunity, sir, on behalf of TEF and on behalf of the student, because we know what opportunities are available for the student once the innovation station is configured. So again, thank you very much, sir. Okay. All right. So the incubation center is also going to serve as a training room for the aspiring entrepreneurs, meaning that within yourself in-house, you can also use the facility to train each other. You could have meetings if you want. The place can be designed in such a way that it serves as a multi-purpose event, a multi-purpose location kind of a thing. You have incubation center, you have a training room, and a co-working space. Okay, I believe I covered some of these, and my colleagues had already covered some of this. Let me go to the really fantastic one. Okay, yeah, so this is also important. You know, you don't just do business without having someone to guide you. So one of the advantages that this is bringing is that you get to be paired with someone whose responsibility is to ensure that you're guided towards sustaining your business. At the end of the day, everyone will be paired with a mentor who sees to it that the business comes to fruition. Another interesting thing about this is that we also have a learning portal where you can take several entrepreneurship courses. The courses have been tailored, they've been sieved, they've been dissembled, and then put together again to ensure that it addresses some of our challenges here in Africa, particularly in Nigeria. You can access the site at www.ucohub.org. All right, now we are getting to the really interesting part. As a medical student, if I begin to ask you some of the challenges that you think are in the medical field today, you would have so many things to talk about. We cannot attend to everything. However, we have streamlined some, okay, that we would like to address using this project. And the very first one on the list is this logistic drone. Imagine you want to dispense, say, okay, let me use the most simplest one, say drug to a particular facility within perhaps the hospital or maybe a bit further away, and you're pressed for time. With the introduction of this drone, right from the innovation center, from the control room, you could have someone deliver this using the drone to the facility where the material is needed. I was expecting a round of applause at this point. Okay. R&D lab. This is another thing that excites me. What this means is that when you're producing or when you get to that point where you're providing a solution and you need to build things, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to have to build something, or I need this and this. Anything that requires building, our R&D lab and, okay, I'll get to that. Good. So our R&D lab and our 3D printing room is going to be catering to that. You want to print a prosthetic leg, for example, you can easily do that in the R&D lab. You're thinking of building a supporting limb, the R&D can do that. With the introduction of 3D printing, this has been simplified. You can simply just walk into the center, provided you have the right mock-up, your mock-up is, everything is properly configured, you print it out, it comes out in 3D, and it's good for use. Thank you, now we're in the spirit. All right, the next one. This I find very interesting. I forgot to mention that, yes, I sometimes go by the name, I sometimes go by the title doctor, and that's because I was once a medical student before I switched into technology. Now, this is a very fantastic tool because it takes the classroom beyond what you currently know it as. As a student, when you walk into the facility and you try any of the VR headsets, you can actually take part in simulations that looks as though they are real. I am hoping that I'll be able to get a volunteer here. Sir, would you please help us test out just, we have one for just a minute. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, so why just follow him to the, right? You want to test yourself. While are you bringing it here? Okay, sir, wait here, sir. Yes. Up there, okay. Okay, where is the VC having it? Over there? Okay, thank you, VC. Thank you. Okay, we just want the VC to experience the virtual reality that makes the distance world reach to you. And the essence of these technologies that we're bringing down is that we want you to operate human with your knowledge in class without a human in front of you. We want you to work on the internal parts, organs of human. With your knowledge in class, yes, you've been taught on paper, but there's no human, nobody is ready to give you their stomach life to pierce or to open up. But with this device, you can walk into, you can go into the internal organ of human on the bed, and you are the only one seeing that. And operate, take out anything, seal it up, and see if the human being will be active again. So you can test that as a medical student before you go and test it on real life objects. That is the idea. We don't want you to test your knowledge first on real life objects to reduce chaos and risk. So with this device, you can do any practical, any extensive practical, comprehensive practical that is impossible to the natural eyes. But with this device, you can do that. And that's exactly what the VCL is trying to check. And after the event, students, it is free for you. This one, we brought it for you guys to demo it for you guys. But under this project, we have it as part of the equipment we are bringing down. So that if you are being taught anything in the classroom and you are doubting it or you are not sure of it, you can come to the virtual reality to experience it. With this virtual reality, you can visit London without traveling abroad. That is another part for excursion reasons. You can visit America, know everything about America without traveling to America. It is possible with technology. Technology has made this simple for us. And this is where we are going. We want to try as much as we can to raise creators among you. Those that can create it. These things were done by tech guys. So the idea is that if you're a medical person, I will introduce this to you. You can use your medical expertise to create something that is more fantastic than what we are paying for. This is expensive. The device alone is expensive. We also need to pay for the software. So, but if you raise you guys, you can develop your own locally with African culture, African context, Nigerian curriculum. Then we can have it in the market, and that will be a stream of income for you. And this is one of those things you are bringing on board. See, this is the vision of 2020, the coronavirus. I will repeat that again. A man got the vision, the clear vision, share with the Vice Chancellor. The Vice Chancellor embraced it. Okay, Mr. Wali, you can demo it. Go ahead. You see somebody? Okay. What is this? Please tell us.
Yes. Okay, so unfortunately the view is blurry. What the VC is currently doing, can we turn this to them? Can we please turn this? This is clearer here. Yes, it's clearer here. So it's more or less like, sir, you just need to point to any of the skeletal system and you use the same button you've been using to select to pick, and then you arrange. Just pick any. Basically, the idea behind this is to show students the practical way of learning some of those things. So what the VC is trying to do is to just help us arrange. I think that should be the nervous system. Which of the ones did he pick? Okay. All right, so sir, look at any of the skeleton, drag your cursor, and then click and drag it close. So any of them right now, so you just press this. Yes, you hold on to drag. Anyway, okay, so there's a main, there's like a puzzle. There's a skeleton that you're putting everything on.
Okay, so Ross, we're in the natural world. We are the only ones seeing ourselves. But the Vice Chancellor currently is not in this hall. It's in another world. Thank you.
The advantage with this is right now, except you're wearing this, the only thing the VC can see is the room that he is in. And everything seems pretty real. The interesting thing about this is, as a medical doctor, you could also get to practice all of the things that you would have had to practice in the OR, okay, we use ER here, in the ER, right? And avoid any mistake right from here. You learn about all the challenges right from here. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. Not to worry. That was an error on our part because, well, we ought to have explained to him the controls first. Apologies, sir. So basically, the idea behind that is to teach everyone whatever it is you're learning. You can just go through the whole simulation, practice it, practice and practice There is this one for CPR, there is this one for dispensing. Someone comes to you and said, oh, I have pain here, what are my options? You know, and when you make mistake, the system tells you instantly, this is why you're making mistake. For instances like this, you dispense something like this, or you even recommend rest, whatever the case is. So a round of applause again for the VC. Okay, hold on, please, play this. So this depicts exactly what it is that I'm trying to explain. Links from there, it's not playing here.
We'll inject lidocaine around the wound to numb the area. Good. Place 4 more staples to close up the laceration.
I mean, let's be honest. We've been to a couple of universities, right? And while some of them may have some really fantastic innovations that is yet to get here, I am proud to tell you that Unimed is going to be, if not the first, to be deploying something like this. So, a big round of applause. All right, so I did say something about our R&D lab, okay? It's going to allow for all types of 3D printing, whatever it is you can think of, you can print it. Every training that is required to use the facility will be provided as at when due. And thanks to the VC and the entire team behind this project, this is just the beginning. There is still so much more to come. Like it has been mentioned, for all the aspiring entrepreneurs that are going to be joining this, there will be sessions to help you crowdfund or raise funds for your business. I remain Adewale. Thank you very much.
Again, we want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor for the privilege again. We're rounding up this event, and before we round up, we want to invite one of the beneficiaries who is the winners of the Pilot Innovation Challenge. Remember, we told you that there's going to be another Innovation Challenge organized by the management towards the end of this program. Please stay tuned. And you can engage with our social media handles. The hashtag for this event is hashtag IAU, hashtag grow to, that is, you can see the hashtags on the screen. They Unite to Grow, hashtag Unite to Grow. And also, you can also tag British Council as we are doing this, because they need to know what we're doing. And the best way to tell this narrative, it is when the students share their stories. Please go online, share it on your Twitter and on your Instagram. On this note, I want to invite Muyiwa for a short feedback for what he has benefited under this program. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, ma. I stand on the existing protocol. I am Muyiwa Oluwatobi, a medical student at the University of Medical Sciences. I am the winner of the U-COHUB Pilot Innovation Challenge 2022. I sincerely give all glory to God for this opportunity that I was given, and most importantly to the Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you very much, sir, and the University of Medical Sciences in general. I also give appreciation to the British Council and the Teampreneurs Educational Foundation for bringing this opportunity to Unimed in order for students to be able to bring out their ideas and create innovative mindsets in each of every student in this institution. I came up with the idea of a medical emergency system. After a long run through the medical school, about 4 to 5 years, I came to understand that the issue of medical emergencies has been one of the hardest things that actually affects death rate in Nigeria. And it was unfortunate that I myself found myself in one situation whereby there was a lot of emergencies, and about 4 of the patients that came into the emergency room that day, they died just because there was no response. There was no quick response to their emergencies. And it was very painful to me because I was also one of the students that was assigned to those patients. And that day was the prompt to coming up with this idea. But this idea stayed in my head. I wrote it down in a paper. I tried to find somewhere to write it down and how I can bring it up. But with the event of U-COHUB, when this innovation challenge came up, it brought out the light in me to be able to bring out this innovation. And once again, I really appreciate the University of Medical Sciences and Teampreneurs Educational Foundation for this opportunity. Because through the mentorship program, through the support, through the training, and even the grilling on how to present our ideas, how to structure it to be presentable to a global foundation, to be generally accepted. It was a very wonderful training program, and the process came out marvelously. And even at the end of the competition, I had other people from various institutions coming to meet me on what my project is about, how they can support, and how I can come to light. And to the glory of God, I can say that as of today, the project is already beginning. As of yesterday, the program already began, and we have gotten support from various people in and outside this institution. And I give all glory to God for that opportunity. Once again, I say a very big thank you to the University of Medical Sciences and to my supporter, my biggest supporter and my partner in this project. That is Adeyemo Dimeji. He has been one of my greatest partners, and he was one of the people that actually helped me through to this stage. And he's even a partner in this project. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, ma. And I also want to encourage every student. Finally, sir, I would like to encourage every student. This is an opportunity from you. You have these ideas. There are a lot of problems in the medical profession. Not even in the medical profession alone. There are a lot of programs in Nigeria. But it's up to you to solve those problems. There are old ways of doing things. But the new, better ways of doing things, it's inside your head. You have it in your brain. This opportunity is here for you to bring out these innovations, to bring out these opportunities. Take hold of these opportunities and create a change in this country. Thank you very much.
Powerful! We also want to see something big is about to happen. I will tell you. I want to also announce on this platform 4 innovations from Unimed recently were being submitted for a recent innovation challenge. A recent innovation challenge is a global challenge for undergraduates around the world. We brought this opportunity to Unimed, and these guys, they've submitted their entry. They are waiting for the good news to happen. The next one that is ongoing now is Fish Bow Innovation Challenge. Also for university undergraduates. Do not sleep. We are still much around. Come up with your ideas. We're ready to support you all for free so that you can submit your ideas and compete with other students globally. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adewale Paul. And we want to celebrate with Oluwatobi Muyiwa on winning that innovative challenge of U-COHUB. Congratulations. At this point, we would like to take the closing remarks, and that will be coming from the Vice Chancellor of the University. Please put your hands together for Professor Adeshegun Fatusi.
Thank you very much. I am sure that we all agree that you've had a fantastic morning. Please join your hands to applaud the great team, the Unimed team, the John Liverpool Mod team, and our teampreneur. I heard them talking about the R&D lab for students. They can go there. You find me in that laboratory many times, that I can tell you. Because we all need, when I came to this university, I've always believed that we are not set up to be like any other person. I've always argued that if all we do is to follow the path of Ife Ibadan, there's no reason for our existence. That the reason why we came to be is to bring forth a paradigm shift and to bring into being what has not been brought into being. And that was why we brought the first faculty of medical rehabilitation in Nigeria into being. That's how we brought the first full-fledged school of public health into being. And for me, I'm excited that this project is also coming to me. It aligns perfectly with all we are and all we represent. But let me tell you some other things that why I'm excited about this. I've always argued with teachers. I don't know if they show the anatomy somewhere here. I've always argued with them that many times we confuse the objective and the teaching methods. And what do I mean? I was taught in a medical school by dissecting dead body. And I keep on telling them, why must we dissect that dead body? Because dead body, nobody passes you. Either you dissect dead body or you don't. What they're passing on is the knowledge of the structure and the relationship when you dissect the body. And so with this, you don't probably even to dissect dead body before you understand what you are doing. And so it creates opportunity for our students to learn differently. Also for our teachers to begin to reorient how they do things. So for me, I'm glad that you have several sessions, sir, for the lecturers. And I'm sure you know that I'm going to enroll because I also need to learn. We all need to learn. So ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is opening a new pathway. And I want to say particularly to our students, please grab the opportunity. Like Dr. Yanasho said, I have always told them about the book, The Startup Nation, because the story of great nations is a story about young people with dreams. Israel was a desert, 1948, desert, where nothing was growing. It was stagnant water with dreams. Israel, when you are running a program for young people, this media program, young people that go together together, they will come out and create something. That's how Israel was transformed. And that's how Israel transformed the world. Let us do this. Actually, I develop myself. It's not develop, young people develop. They sell it for millions of dollars to America, and they go on and develop another one. You don't even stay. What they sold out for like $150 million. Just with that one. Because they develop another one, they will sell. And that's how that nation becomes so powerful. Is that if it's more powerful nation, be careful before it happens to you. And that's why I honestly believe that our young people, encouraged by institutions, can begin to take on challenges. In no time, Nigeria will change. And let me give you a plan on behalf of our management. I was telling Dr. Yanasho and Professor Dawson, I said, so what happens if a young person develops a good idea and works? What's going to happen next? And I said to them, if the idea is good enough and there's no money elsewhere, women will look for money and support students. I want to give you that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. The vote of thanks be done by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic of the University. Please put your hands together for Professor Angela Moba.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody for being here this morning for this unique occasion and thank U-COHUB for bringing us together here. I want to thank the Vice Chancellor for his innovative ideas. You can hear we said he came up with this idea even before U-COHUB was invented. I want to thank all the members of the team, the people that spoke this morning, Professor Gunda Unsi, Dr. Ihana Cho, Teenpreneur and all his team for the exciting innovation and for collaborating with us, and also Dr. Fatoku, who spoke to us from the United Kingdom online. This is the project that has come to stay in Unimed. The Vice Chancellor whispered to me as I was leaving the seat that even when this project ends, Unimed will still take it up and it will grow stronger and stronger and stronger. So we are encouraging everybody, all the students that have unique ideas, to come up with something to build themselves, irrespective of which course you're taking, be it in the medical line, science, basic clinical, community medicine, anywhere you find yourself, there are always ideas. And I think God has implanted some uniqueness in each person. You might find yourself sketching, drawing, and you're into molecular biology, and you're very artistic. That doesn't mean you should kill the idea of being an artist. You can still be a molecular biologist and still be an artist and sell in both ways. Or you can even drop one and decide to go for your dream as an artist. I've seen so many people that graduated from engineering and they are super artists and they're selling. People that have left their course and they are excelling in different things. So we are encouraging you. This is just a start. Unimed is sensitizing everybody. We've heard that we are going to do Unimed hunting of talents. And any talent you come up with, you'll be encouraged in as much as you excel in it and you're doing well. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for organizing this. I'm just using this opportunity to thank everybody and say welcome to Unimed Ucohub, and it's here to stay, and we are going to enrich that hub even when the project ends. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for Professor Umba. Thank you very much, ma'am. May I request that we all stand at this point and take the anthems. We are going to start with the university anthem and thereafter the national anthem. First, the university anthem.
Making room to pursue excellence for research and we get to war to achieve the best in health sciences, build a nation, change the world. Touch a lives and make an impact in the nation is our goal. Touch a lives and make an impact is how we will grow. Unimed, Unimed, giving up for a better tomorrow. Unimed, Unimed, that's all help for a greater nation. Pathway to a healthy nation, frontiers in medical innovation, and the benchmark in health education. Step by step in one accord. Touch your lives and make an impact in the nation is our goal. Touch your lives and make an impact is how we will grow. Unimed, Unimed, giving up for a better tomorrow. Unimed, Unimed, that's all help for a greater nation.
Next is the national anthem. Thank you very much. There will be a good photograph now on the podium here with the Vice Chancellor, the U-COHUB team. And let's start with the keynote speakers here present. The Vice Chancellor's picture with the keynote speakers. Thereafter,
my name is Balogun Henry, University of Medical Science, 200 level medicine and surgery.
What's your take about today's event?
Cake. Well, it's superb actually because it's actually give an insight of how students can look at another branch of life instead of focusing on academic. Academic is part of it, but applying academic stuff in other parts of life.
Was there a point at the during the event that you felt like, oh, I've not heard this thing before, this is my first time of hearing this?
Yeah, sure. Like that virtual reality. Yes, 3D printing actually too. Yeah, the way because I was looking at the video, I think the way they're arranging the bones in the skeleton and so on like that, I've not seen that before. The one I've been seeing is all this cadaver stuff. Yeah.
So we are sure you've been inspired and you are like, oh, I need to start working on my idea. So have you been simulated and you have one idea you want to work on?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm actually good at teaching actually. So I've been looking at the way I can apply these things to entrepreneurship as well, in creating innovations. So probably shall try and create.
Do reach out to the U-COHUB team so that your ideas can be fine-tuned.
My name is Olusisantemilolua Fitz, and I'm a volunteer for the U-COHUB group.
Okay, what level are you?
200 level.
What course are you studying?
Microbiology.
So what's your take about today's event? Did you learn anything?
Yes, I learned a lot of stuff. It was an innovative event. So, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So I will be able to bring students' ideas to life. And, yeah.
So what's your words to those students that have not yet plugged into this revolution? What would you tell them?
That they should do so. That it's a really good thing. They should do so. They should be able to contribute to the organization.
All right. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Damilola Ayotomide, a 20 level student, MBBS, University of Medical Sciences. Being a volunteer for this platform, for me, it's an opportunity to better myself, not just being a medical student, but to also understand the business part of medicine and to thrive well in that field. So I'm excited, I'm honored, I'm humbled to be a part of U-COHUB, the platform, the entrepreneurial platform. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I am willing to put my best as a volunteer, my total best to do when called upon, to learn also from our leaders and our guys that will be taking us through every section of it. I'm excited, I'm anticipating, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
My name is Dimeji Adeyemo. I'm a 600 level medical student, University of Medical Science Teaching Hospital, Ondo City. All right, U-COHUB, also called University Innovation Hub, or also called University Co-Creation Hub, is an hub that is university fit, and it provides programs that involve mentorship, leadership, global opportunities, and technical support to young minds and entrepreneurs, and also students that have innovation and ideas that they can pitch to the global space. So it's basically a hub that provides opportunity for students to be mentored, to be leaders, and to expose them to global opportunities around them, and as well to ensure that the idea that they have is technically supported and is made fit for a global competition. So I will want to encourage students across the board, most especially the Unimed community, to take advantage of this University Innovation Program or University Ideation Program to see that their idea that they have meets a global standard and is something that people can take advantage of, and also raise them as real problem solvers when they leave the university. I also want to encourage our sister universities, namely the Akumba and the Osutech, to also take advantage of these laudatory projects that the university is doing at this current time to stir up the cause of entrepreneurship, most especially among the Nigerian undergraduates. Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Oloruntoba Precious Ayomide. I'm a student of the University of Medical Sciences, Ondo State. I'm a 400 level student studying physiology. I would like to invite people to join the association of U-COHUB It's an organization where you bring in your creative ideas, and bringing in your creative ideas, you don't have to worry about who you sell these ideas to or how to prefer solution. You have people here who you can rub mind with and who can assist you in preferring solutions to the society as a whole. I would like to invite students from Osutec, Akungba, and University of Medical Sciences to join this creative organization. Okay, my name is Oloruntoba Precious Ayomide. I am a U-COHUB volunteer.
Yeah, my name is Ayedelulata Michael. I am a 300 level medicine and surgery student at Unimed. I'm so happy to be part of U-COHUB. I volunteered to be in the research team, and I want to use this medium to invite students from Osutec, Akungba, and of course Unimed to join the project. It's a nice project, and I believe we all learn and have fun. Thanks.
I'm a 400 level medical student, University of Medical Sciences in the State, in the city. Volunteering for me is a great opportunity to be able to innovate, show people what I have upstairs and teach people ideas that could actually help in the generality of the environment where we find ourselves. This gives me an opportunity to be able to encompass various environments, various communities, and show them the problems they have and also bring ideas that could actually solve these problems. I'm inviting various people from various institutions, including Osutec, Akungba, to join us in U-COHUB to be able to volunteer and also innovate, as this is going to be a very wonderful experience for everyone involved. And I wish everyone a great success in whatever they find themselves doing. I am Muyiwa Oluwatobi, a volunteer for U-COHUB.
Okay, I am Dr. Ihana George Kwemeka Metuonu. I am the Director, Institute of Health, Humanities and Entrepreneurship of this great university, University of Medical Sciences, Ondo. Then, following for some background information, based on the Innovation for African Universities project which we are into, I want to unequivocally state that the university and the Institute of Health, Humanities and Entrepreneurship, who are the particular departments or units that is trying to push this project, are super ready. Ready in the sense that everything has been put in place to bring the entire community of practice and put all hands on deck towards the success of this project called the Ucohub, University Co-Creation Hub Entrepreneurship Project here in Unimed. So on that note, we are trying to find a way to set up the hub, and all hands are on deck towards putting that in place. Again, we want to make sure that this project, which is purely student-oriented, will galvanize the strength of the students, because right from the beginning, one of the foundations of this project, based on the proposal, is to find a way to align entrepreneurship and innovation with the curriculum. So this particular project will permeate through all departmental programs so that it can harness the entrepreneurship ideas in the students studying these programs, especially with the intent to making our students and our graduates not necessarily job seekers, but creators of job at the end of the project. So I believe that at the end of this project, our students will be strong enough to meet up with the demands of the marketplace in terms of entrepreneurship and innovation. On this note again, we are making a call to the entire university community to come all in one to join towards the success of this project, because the major essence of this project is for the students. So when the students are not there, then there's no project. So I am using this to call on all students of Unimed, although so we are going to extend to our two sister universities, the Olusegun Agagu University
and the Adekunle Ajasi University at Akomba will also extend to that area. But since this is situated in Unimed, I'm also using this opportunity to make a call to all our students to come in mass and participate in this project, and they will not leave it without being blessed over the whole thing. Thank you very much.
So my name is Olumide Ogunansi. I'm a pharmacologist and I'm currently Director of Research and Development at University of Medical Sciences here in Ondo.
Good to meet you, sir. So, sir, what's your take about this event?
Well, I think it's a great event. It really addresses a very important gap in what I see as undergraduate education in Nigeria. It has the potential of placing graduates in a position where, beyond their degrees, they can think outside the box to solve problems and to, at the same time, make a living for themselves. A lot of the things that we find useful, in the world today are things that people developed, innovations that came out of the desire to solve particular problems, and of course, in doing so, people made money for themselves, and I think that's something that young people can do at different levels. I mean, not necessarily billions, but at least make a decent return. Yeah.
All right, thanks, sir. So, lastly, what are your expectations of U-COHUB in the University of Medical Sciences?
So, I'm hoping that over the years, right now, the space allocated to U-COHUB is not very large. It's about the size of 2 average classrooms. I'm hoping that eventually the program will go to the extent that we'll actually have an innovation center with a whole building dedicated to it, because I expect that the students would have enough interest to eventually overwhelm what we have as resources now. So we'll have to find funding to be able to expand it and make it something that's really come to stay. Entrepreneurship is embedded in all programs in Unimed, and this working with entrepreneurs and our partner on the U-COHUB provides the opportunity to actually, beyond what they learn in the classroom, give them a chance to actually get their hands, quote unquote, dirty, really doing something tangible in real life.
My name is Adeshegun Fatusi. I'm the Vice Chancellor of University of Medical Sciences in Ondo, proudly Nigeria's first specialized medical and health sciences university.
Okay, sir. So, how do you feel about this event today?
This launch of this university co-op is very significant, not just for today, but significant to the future of our young people, the future of our university, and the future of our nation. We live in an age where innovation and creativity are the answer to the problems that confront us nationally and globally. And so this platform that's being offered through this launch is providing that unique platform for young people to stimulate ideas, to provide support, to help mentor, and to launch them into the future where they need to be. Extremely significant, extremely brilliant idea, wonderful initiative.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, what are your expectations of the U-COHUB in the University of Medical Sciences?
My expectation is, one, our students will firstly embrace this, and through that we will see the multiplication of initiatives and ideas that will change their orientation and will position them for a better future. That's my first orientation. My second orientation is that also transform the mindset of the University of Medical Sciences as a learning community. Learning communities are communities that take ideas, process them, integrate them, and use them to grow. I do feel that my expectation, therefore, is that this university will grow in its competency, in its mindset, in its devotion, in its commitment to being a learning community, where everything we do, we have embedded in them the dimension of innovation and creation. So my third expectation comes from that. Therefore, that we begin to see even a radical change in our curricula to position it
to help even more young people. And finally, I do hope that this program will also provide a platform to also recreate in our teachers a different mindset, a stimulation, a catalyzing of ideas that will push them forward and will enable them to support the students. So this for us is a life-changing moment. It's a paradigm shift in our educational mindset, and it's an opportunity for transforming everything to be able to align with what actually is our vision as a university, an innovative university that is distinct and making impact across the world.
On a final note, what are your words to students out there?
So first of all, I want to end this by thanking very profoundly our partners. And this is one example of how we should work in their nation. We need partnership between university, the academia, the civil society, the non-government sector, and all of that. So this is an example, a demonstration of what we can achieve when there is strong partnership. And on a final note, I want to say to our students, you have been given a 1 in a million chance. You have been positioned at a critical moment in history. You are at a junction of a transformative moment in your life. Please don't let this slip you by. These had all been put together just for you. Take the opportunity, seize it, change your life, make impact, and just be the one that everybody will see making all the difference in the world. All the best to you.
For inquiries, call +234 7066 504779 or visit www.ucohub.org. Ucohub, raising a community of problem solvers.